Hi, everybody. This is Divya, and I'm back with another episode of Creative Living. Today, I want to talk about my health, my body, and a few things I've learned about myself in the last 5, 6 years, maybe more. I really feel like there need to be more conversations about women's health, and I see so many people, so many women around me neglecting their health, and I do it too sometimes. And I just feel like more we open up about our challenges, our experiences, and what we go through, more these issues will take prominence in society, and and who knows, we could all just learn from each other. So 8, 9 years ago, like maybe in my early 20s, I was just like everybody else. I'm still like everybody else, but I did not pay a lot of attention to my health. I did a lot of things. I put a lot of things in my body that are not great, that you may call toxins. And when you're young, when you're at that age, your body sort of takes it and you're able to move on. But 20 when I was 27 is when I reached a real low in life, and I felt like my body was just unable to do anything. Like, I gained a lot of weight and I was extremely depressed, and I couldn't do simple things. I didn't have any will to do those things. I just felt like I lacked energy all the time. There, it was not just physical. I was also going through a few things emotionally, mentally, but it was also like a good wake up call for me, on some things that I should let go of in life. So I reduced a lot of alcohol that I did. I I stopped myself from going anywhere near smoke or smokers, and but still, it took me a few more years to fully understand my body. Like, I feel like I'm still understanding my body, but the level of awareness at which we started from, or which I started from, appalls me. I feel like women's bodies, and there has to be more conversations around it. I feel like our mothers and grandmothers were not aware of what um, is really good for us. Like, of course, they did the right things, they had movement, they had great food, but in terms of hormonal health, in terms of building muscle, or in terms of just knowing how stress impacts you, right? I feel like so much education could have been done, and I felt like I got very serious into it, and I learned a bunch of things. Today, I just want to share a few things that really helped me, and hopefully, it will help you as well. First thing I want to talk about is hormonal health. This was a huge game changer for me. Um, it will Hormones are so important for a woman. They impact literally every part of our life. They impact our physical health, they impact weight gain, they impact insulin resistance, they impact our mental health, they impact how much energy we have. So many of these things are dependent on how our hormonal health is, yet very few of us know or understand what it is about and how we can regulate this better. We only go to a doctor when there's a problem. um, for me also, it started like that. I went to a doctor because some I had some stomach pain, and then I got a scan, and then they told me I have PCOS, and then they gave me a bunch of medication for it. Basically, these are birth control pills who that really mess with your menstrual cycle, and it also messes with your hormones. So I was very wary of taking it, but then the doctor also told me that I can change my lifestyle. I need to learn lot more about hormonal health, and I was like determined to know more about it and sort of fight it old school. So that's what I did. I consumed a lot of resources, and I that was also the point when my lifestyle really changed. I started getting a little bit more serious about fitness, about what foods, how much havoc processed foods really cause in our life, how can I limit my intake of them, and how can I go for better food options? How do I understand where my food comes from, and how do these things affect my body on a day-to-day basis, right? So I think a lot of, even when I went to the gym, here's where it gets interesting, right? Of course, when you change your lifestyle, people around you will naturally react. A lot of my friends asked me to not be so picky. My mother was very frustrated about me not wanting to eat this, not wanting to eat that, and but all of these people learned when I was very firm in what I wanted to do. Yeah, even when it came to things like the gym, for instance, right? I had very little understanding of how my body will react to things. And the thing about most gyms and gym trainers is that they treat the male and the female bodies the same way. It's a lot more straightforward for men, like input output in terms of how what they eat and how much they work out. It's a more fairly simple equation, but with women there are so many factors in place. We run on a 28-day cycle. Our moods, our hormones, our energies, it all depends on with what part of the cycle, menstrual cycle, we are in, right? um, Even if we push ourselves really hard, we are kind of going against our body, and what it is saying on the certain days, right? And few of us have learned to understand our bodies and like really communicate with it, and understand intuitively what the body is trying to tell us, right? So I was very disappointed with the kind of trainers I encountered, and their whole approach to uh, being fit, right? Like I would walk into gyms and they'll be like, "Ma'am, you're mostly thin. We'll take care of the belly fat." I'm like, "Okay, but that is not why I'm here, right? I'm here because I want to I want to be fit overall." But when I started out, I was not able to articulate properly what it is that I wanted. So I did what I did. I learned a lot. I did a lot of research and I read a lot of books, and I developed a a fairly good understanding of like what it is that I want and how my body operates, right? Like how women's bodies are different from men's, and it was really helpful because it is where I realized how important hormonal health is, how important workout is or exercise is when it comes to hormones. And like I think a year or a couple of years after that is when I finally bet PCOS, and I was cleared of it. I was really elated. It took a lot of clean eating and it took a lot of regular workout to get there. Even though I never had like a shredded body to show for it, but I was very pleased with the fact that my hormones are working fine, and like my body is not under any kind of pressure or stress, right? But here's the thing. Hormone health is something that you have to manage all your life. It could be anything you have, thyroid or PCOS or diabetes or whatever, right? It's something that you got to manage or you got to keep in check all your life. And I feel like instead of taking pills, of course when it's extreme you have to take pills, but if it can be controlled, a lot of simple things uh, made a lot of difference for me. Like I'm just going to say a few things that help me, but of course, please consult it with your doctor and see if it is right for you. But these are very basic things. I cut out refined oil from everywhere in my life, like as much as possible. I feel like just cooking with ghee or ground cold pressed oils made so much difference in terms of my energy levels, my overall health, and my family's health. That is one. I reduced alcohol a lot. Uh, these days, I don't even drink anymore. No, this is more of a organic choice. Like initially, I cut it down because I did not like what it was doing to my body. I felt like, so I'm someone who really loves myself, and and the fact that when I got to know what alcohol does to your hormones and to your body day in and day out, like I just could not digest the fact that I'm doing this to myself. So I cut it out. Also, I really got tired of getting a fake high in life, with people. You can't hang out while you're sober. So it was a very straightforward decision for me. And over the years, I started developing a distaste for it also. Like now, like once in a while, I mean, I used to love wine, but now if you ask me, I can truly go without it. Like, even when I'm traveling, it might change when I go to Italy, but you know, so what I'm that is the other thing that really helped me. The third is, of course, working out. I try to incorporate different kinds of workout in my life. I've tried a lot of things, like I've told you earlier, like, be it dance, be it Kathak, be it martial arts, or be it boxing. And of course, there are also traditional gyms that are really important, right? So I try to incorporate yoga, of course. So I try to incorporate some amount of movement. And sleep is another thing. I feel like the better you sleep, your hormonal health will be a lot better. And I'm not always super regular, but I try to get my sleep however I can. So for instance, if I'm not able to sleep properly on a night, I'll try to take a nap, to make myself feel better. Like I won't push myself when I'm groggy. And then, of course, I already spoke about oils, but diet plays a very important role. Like just substituting white rice with millets a few times a week, eating more vegetables, eating a lot of gourd vegetables, and of course, incorporating protein in your diet, which was not there before. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm still I eat whatever I like, and I still eat out, whenever I feel like. I just try to do it from a good quality place that I know will not use bad ingredients for my body. So that is something that I've tried to do. So take care of these four basic things: sleep, diet, exercise. Forgot the last one. Oh, the last one is stress. So stress also plays a very important role here. I know that, and I am very poor at managing stress also, but just knowing that things will always go up and down in life, and very few situations require the amount of stress that we usually take for everything in life actually helps. So be around people who can diffuse stressful situations for you. Be around people who make you feel less alone in these kind of situations, but also try and develop resilience within yourself. A lot of the times it's also the way we look at things. Not everything deserves the importance or significance you give it in your head. Sometimes you can actually wait and see what happens, and if something really bad happens, then it happens, right? So I know it's easy to say, but it's something that I've started myself to practice. So take care of these four things, and I think your hormonal health will thank you for it. The other thing I have gotten to know about myself and my body, which I did not know when I started out, was the importance of muscle. Um, I grew up in a family where nobody worked out. Nobody told us what the importance of working out. My parents are extremely hardworking people. They take the public transport everywhere, they walk everywhere, they do all the household work. So naturally, they didn't have the time or the money to go work out somewhere else. But and for some reason, nobody told us when we grew up how important movement is or exercises. And like many typical Indian households, I was not forced to play sports because I didn't have any interest in it, nor did my mother or father like encourage me to do it. So basically, I have never had any sort of movement as a child, right? I used to spend all my time reading books. uh, so when I had this transformation in terms of wanting to be fit, like I made a lot of mistakes. And I did not realize that I did not realize the importance of muscle, and 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 how it becomes all the more important as we age, especially women, right? So the concept of us losing muscle, and and um, and how important it is to alter our diet and our lifestyle according to this, it was not clear in my head. um, so like when I was doing my research is when I got to know how this works, and like what it means to strength train, what it means to weight train, and how important it is. And after, when I said make mistakes, what I mean is, of course I did a lot of different kinds of movements, but I didn't realize the difference between what cardio is, or what strength training is, or what it does for different muscle groups of your body, or what is an aerobic exercise, what is a non-aerobic exercise, and things like that. I have some great books that I will recommend to you at the end of the video. But it's when I realized that no matter what you do, you still have to build muscle, and for building muscle, strength training is like one of the most effective things that you can do with the time you have. Because at this point I was also growing in my career, and I had lesser and lesser time to focus on many things, and strength training just seemed like the right thing to do. And once I started it, like I could really see the improvement in terms of my overall energy, my overall mental health, and also in terms of actual muscle, right, the toning of my body and all of that. So that was really encouraging. It also made me feel really strong, and I've tried it out different ways. I've gone to the gym, I've lifted weights, I've also worked out with resistance bands and stuff with the trainer. So, like, incorporate whatever type of strength training that you can. Some people like to use body weight, they do calisthenics. I think all of that is amazing as long as you incorporate and work on building muscle, right? I also did not know the importance of protein. I grew up eating rice and sambar and rice and rasam and whatnot. And the consciousness of making sure that I have to eat protein every meal came much later, when I started lifting weights and I realized that I am lacking in protein. And now we have harped it so much that it's become a staple in my house. And I have conditioned my parents, or at least my mother, to also think about, okay, what is the protein in this meal, right? And I think that is a very important thing that I would like to share, and it is important. Yeah, and the last thing I want to talk about, and it's the most important and it's the most real, is that one thing I've learned about myself is there is no linear path to anything, right? Like, it's I'm going to goof up a lot, I'm going to screw up a lot, and I'm going to give up a lot, but I try to not judge myself on that. I try to judge myself solely based on the fact that what do I do after this slump? What do I do after this low? Right? Do I pick myself up and I keep going, or do I just accept defeat and not do anything about it? Right? So health is something that is very personal to each one of us. We all have I have a different relationship with my body. I have a different relationship with food. I have a different relationship with stress. Right? There are so many different factors to it. And I just wanted to add this last point because there you, you cannot guarantee motivation every day. Motivation comes once or twice. That's it, right? You cannot count on motivation. And no matter how disciplined we are and how committed we are, life does happen, and a lot of us will get derailed on whatever plans we have in life, right? To take care of ourselves. This has happened to me multiple times, even for the last 1 month since I posted the poll video. Like, I've had this nerve issue in my hand, and I have not been able to continue poll or go to the gym. And I have just been feeling so miserable the last 1 month, because for me, going to the gym is not just about looking a certain way, or like, of course, I feel really bad that I have put on weight and I have lost muscle and all of that. But for me, it is also important to have a better hold of my mental health. Like, I feel myself, um, I feel myself feeling out of control when I don't work out, and obviously I can see the impact it has on me. I find myself feeling sad or feeling emotions that I'm not able to regulate very well, and I know that it is linked to my hormones again, right? So, so yeah, that's been my last 1 month. But at the same time, there are many other things that are going well in my life, and I'm trying to focus on them and not like feel bad about this one thing that has become a block. What I'm trying to say is these things will happen no matter how much you want to control things. So it's okay, like pick yourself up and keep moving on. And it is your health, and life is not just about long term, it's also about short term. So do what you need to do to make the most of this short term. I eat a lot of things that I would otherwise not eat when I'm working out, and I just like let myself lose a little bit, and um, did whatever made me happy within this situation, right? So that's the last thing. So, to quickly recap, I just want you to take away these three things. One is hormonal health is very important. Please read up about it, understand your hormones, and if you have any symptoms, do a hormonal check. Talk to your doctor and see if there are any correlations that you can work on, because it will impact every single area of your life. Second is build muscle. No matter what age group you're in, it will just make you feel so much stronger, and it will help you so much as you age. Third thing is, a lot of shit will keep happening in life. Just keep moving on and control what you can, and do your best. Everything else will fall in place. One of my favorite authors that helped me understand a lot about health and fitness is Rujita Divakar. And I think there are two of her books. Um, how to how to okay, I forget. But one is about workout. It's really good if you want to understand exercises and the impact they have, different kinds of exercises and the impact it has on your body. The other is a 12-week fitness program or something like that. It has some very basic tips that really helped me when I was starting out. And there's also another one that is specifically for PCOS and thyroid, that also helped me understand a lot about diet and these hormones. So check them out. And yeah, I mean, I want every woman to understand their body better, love their bodies better, and do what they can to keep themselves fit, and also like thrive. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything else we can talk about, and I will see you next week.